Okay, so today I wanted to share with you guys my favorite songs released in the 2010s. This is going to be one of my longer videos because I had a lot more entries than I thought. Hopefully I don't forget anything. And if I do, I'll leave a pinned comment. But, first off, I'm starting it off with something off of SZA's Control album, Prom. This has always been my favorite song for this album. I'm glad that it's getting a little bit more love now. But, just really stellar vocals. I like the lyrics on here as well. And, I kind of just take it like about being afraid of getting older and everything that comes with that and wanting to be in the moment that you're in, but accepting that it's basically going to happen. And just what a great piece. What a great piece. My favorite SZA song, probably. Another pick is going to be Broken Clocks. I just love the production of this one so much as well. And, the vocals and lyrics and all that stuff. She said, I'm never going back, never going back. No, you can't make me. And she meant that. She meant that. She was on a journey, and what a great song. Next up, we got to talk about some Mariah Carey music. Obviously, my favorite artist of all time. So we got Giving Me Life. This is from the Caution album, a top 5 Mariah Carey song all time, in my opinion, career highlights. And Slick Rick and Blood Orange are great features to this. It's a very psychedelic piece for her. It's different than a lot of the stuff in her discography, and it's super cool. I just really love this song. I love the vocals, and she sounds divine, and I just really appreciate her songwriting on here. I think there's a catchiness to it. It's a longer song, but it's worth every single second, and just what a beautiful atmosphere she created with this song, so high praise for me. Another one from this album is 8th Grade. I just love this song. I really do. And it's kind of just about being in 8th grade, and everything is a big deal to you because you're in 8th grade and everything, and just that kind of headspace, and I love it. I really do. And so she has some more picks on this list, as do a lot of other artists, but I kind of got them like mixed up all the way throughout the video, and so there's that. Next up, we got some Arianagrande, Rem from the Sweetener album. This is my favorite song on this album, and if you haven't heard the live version of this that she does at the BBC, you should definitely check it out because that is absolutely incredible. But yeah, I did this one with Pharrell, and I just really liked what Ariana did with it, because Beyonce originally did it. I've heard her demo, and Beyonce is one of my favorites ever, but I just like the touch that Ariana brought to it in terms of the way that she did her vocal delivery. I think that's what stands out to me about it. I think it's catchy. I love the song. I do. It deserves more, I fear. Another pick off of this album, Get Well Soon. I've talked about this one before, but the background vocals and the attention that she paid to the vocal layering is insane. Like, she maxed out all the vocal tracks she could use in Pro Tools, I believe, with this song, and that's the type of stuff that I really appreciate and that I love to see. So vocally, it is just a gorgeous piece to listen to. If you ever hear the song a cappella, you will ascend, trust me. And then I just really like the lyrics on here as well. I like the production. Like, this was just a really refreshing track to listen to, as is basically the whole album. So these are the two I was like, I have to shout them out. Next up, I got some Taylor Swift, Blank Space from 1989. I mean, this is just a classic. It truly is. What more that can be said? A smash hit that truly deserved it, and one of her best pop songs, I fear. You guys know I love 1989, one of my pop bibles, so of course we had to mention it. And then I Know Places as well. Yeah, this is such a cool song. I feel like it doesn't really get what it deserves. And yeah, the original album is better than the Taylor's version. That's why I'm talking about it today. I really do like the Taylor's version of I Know Places. I will say that. But the original version of Blank Space is better, I fear. But 1989, one of the best pop albums of all time. Another Taylor Swift one, Begin Again. So I like this one because I feel like she's basically encouraging you to begin again in life, whether that's a relationship, a job opportunity with yourself. And I just think it's a really beautiful written piece. One of her best for sure. The bridge is one of my favorites. Like, this is probably my favorite Taylor Swift song of all time. I just think it's immaculate, and it doesn't really get the credit that it deserves, because in my opinion, this is clearing all too well any day and pretty much any song on this album. Clean Bandit and Just Glenn Rather Be. This is super catchy, super fun. It's of the time, but in a good way. Had to mention it. Carly Rae Jepsen, Call Me Maybe. This is a classic. I'm sorry. Every once in a while when I hear it, just puts a smile on my face. So, she definitely ate. Kelly Clarkson, Heat. I love this song. Her vocal performance on this alone, I had to have it there, and I find it to be super catchy. I like the production. This is a really good album for Kelly Clarkson. Honestly, I think that this is one of her best albums, and to see her kind of go more into that R&B lane, we need that. And then I also really love the title track on this album. I just think that it's beautiful. I fall in love with it every single time that I hear it again, so I had to mention this one. More Kelly Clarkson, Underneath the Tree. One of the best Christmas songs of all time, I fear. Yeah, she wrote a hit. I'm sorry. And her vocal is probably one of my favorite vocals that she's ever recorded, which is saying a lot. She's really a great vocalist, but she took it to the next level. Something that feels like it's from the heart, and actually a great Christmas song. A lot of these Christmas songs feel artificial, but this one doesn't. And you can tell that there was a lot of effort put into just making it shine, especially the production of it. It's just Christmas in the best way. And as someone who loves Christmas, I have to salute to this song. And then last one, Stronger, What Doesn't Kill You, obviously. And then Mr. Know-It-All was a great song off this album as well. Another Taylor Swift pick, Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince from Lover. Oh, absolutely. Best song from Lover, and it's not even close, I fear. And yeah, I've been studying the song since I heard the album a few years ago. And it's so cool because it could be about politics or high school, and just like the way that she wrote the song, I think was super clever. I like the vocal delivery. It's pretty catchy for me. The production was excellent. And yeah, it feels just different enough for Taylor Swift, but it has everything that I like about Taylor Swift. I think that it is a super cool song. So always been one of my favorites. Probably top 10 Taylor Swift all time for me. Some Justin Timberlake, Strawberry Bubblegum off of the 2020 Experience. I think that this song is exquisite. I really do. Every single time I listen to it, I'm just like, how did y'all come up with this masterpiece? The production, chef's kiss, his vocals were excellent. And I like that last little bit of the song, like that last section. Yeah, this is excellent. Then we got Tunnel Vision, which is just amazing soundscape as well. And just what he did with the song, incredible. Then Mirrors, which is probably his best song in my opinion. Like whenever this song came out at the time, like this was my jam. I listened to this on repeat over and over and over again. I still love it. All the different sections that it has. His vocal on here is incredible as well. I like the songwriting. I like the video, the choreography there. Yeah, there's a lot to like. Last stuff for Justin Timberlake, I got Breeze Off the Pond. The album, for the most part, was a dumpster fire. We can all agree. There was like 4 good songs on it at best, and this is one of the best songs on the album, one of my favorites. And so, I just have to give praise to it. And I really like that part whenever he's like, what I look like, trying to live my life, all those guys, you should keep it low. Want a billboard space with a big old sign, you can see it on the highway. That part. It ate. This is just such a good song. I love the production. I love the guitars. I love vocal. I do. Justin Timberlake as a person, trash. I haven't dragged him enough. And so, I have to have it there. I like his music for what it is. I do. Next up, Tinashe, Touch Pass. I like this album a lot. I do. And this was a song that came up. And I was like, I should mention it. Because every time I listen to it, I just really appreciate it. Then I have to mention the classic by her. That is 2 On. Because how do you live life and not play 2 On every couple months? Like, this was such a vibe. It really was. She ate. Some Beyonce, Party featuring Andre 3000. Because, of course. Yeah, this song is just such a feel-good mood. It really is. Her vocal on here, spectacular, truly. I love the Andre 3000 feature. I love the production. Yeah, one of the best songs on 4 by far, and one of my favorite Beyonce songs of all time. Also titled, I picked Blow. I just think that this is an exquisite piece, so I had to have it up there. Off of Lemonade, I decided to go with Daddy Lessons. And, also got to mention Sandcastles. That's one of my favorite Beyonce songs as well. Y'all do a little bit too much on it, so that's my Beyonce section. Some Janet Jackson, Unbreakable, the song. This has always been one of my favorite Janet songs all time. It has to be somewhere in the top 10 for me. And I just feel so much joy listening to it. I really do. Her vocal on here is great. I like the production. I like the lyrics. Like, it felt really fresh. It's a great way to open up an album, I feel. And it definitely is underrated. As is this album, it doesn't get enough. I always felt like this is a great later career album. And I have a whole video on my channel talking about my favorite later career albums if you guys would like to check that out. Another one is Broken Hearts Heal. So this is her tribute to Michael, and I just think that this is beautiful. I love it to pieces. Now onto some Adele. Rumor has it. Yeah, this is one I've been appreciating for the past few months. I always liked this song, but listening to it again, I'm like, no, they really ate this down. I'm pretty sure Ryan Tedder was on the song. So, shout out to him and Adele for writing this masterpiece. But yeah, this was a jam. Semi Love to Your New Lover is the one that I felt like shouting out today from 25. But 25 is a great album. I could have picked like 5 of the songs, but it's nice to hear Adele do an up-tempo because she basically never does them. So I think that's why this one kind of stuck out to me today. Some Glee stuff. So they did a cast version of 4 Minutes by Justin Timberlake and Madonna, and they ate them up so bad it's actually quite ridiculous. And so this is my go-to version. Their version of River Deep Mountain High is absolutely incredible. It really is. Their version of Valerie, it's pretty well known and for a reason. What a great vocal that Naya Rivera did for this one. How Will I Know? I like their version just because it's completely different from Whitney's version. Like, Whitney, one of the best singers of all time, we know, but they completely changed like the structure of the song, so it's interesting to listen to. And I always really like this one. I thought it was a tastefully done version of it. Blow Me, One Last Kiss. They ate Pink up so bad, it's actually quite ridiculous. And then Love Song. Yeah, this one was so good. It was so good. I don't give Leah Michelle a lot, and I won't because she's a trash person, but, she ate this one little thing. Also forgot to mention their version of Hate on Me. I love that version. Jill Scott's version was absolute trash, and they ate, so I had to give that one a mention. Next up, off the Pitch Perfect soundtrack, their rendition of The Sign, Eternal Flame. I always like this one. I love Pitch Perfect as a movie. Anthony Hamilton, Best of Me. My cousin actually put me onto this song, and I think that it is a gorgeous piece. It just puts you in such a good mood listening to it every single time. Niall Horan, Flicker. I love this one. I do. It was a really tastefully done song off of this album. I have to appreciate it. Next up, I got Nice by the Carters. Yeah, this is a good one. Also got to mention Ape Shit because, of course, I mean, yeah, they just ate, and I'm always here for Beyonce rapping, so what a sir. Paramore, Ain't It Fun? What a classic. What a classic, honestly. What a great vocal from Haley Williams, and yeah, I love it. And then, of course, Still Into You. Yeah, one of the best vocals of the 2010s was recorded by her yet again. Ah, smash hit, smash hit. Still love it to this day. Next up, we got mileycyrus, We Can't Stop. I'm surprised the song didn't go number one. It certainly deserved to. And, you know, Miley's transition from being on Disney to actually being a full fledged pop star ate because we got great songs and we got a great era out of it. And a lot of people could not pull off something like this. So, what she did with We Can't Stop and how infectious that it is, she ate that. She really did. Also, Rune for My Baby is a really great song from this album. And I love Adore You. That is one of my favorite Miley Cyrus songs. So I wanted to mention those three from bangers. Malibu, it was really good for the time. It's still really good now. Have to mention it. Slide Away is such a good song. I had to mention it. I really, really did. What Miley did on this song, it's a masterclass. It must be studied. What a great vocal. Now to some Harrystyles, Sign of the Times from his debut. This one kind of grew on me over time, I think, but a 6-minute piano ballad as a debut single, he meant business. He really did. And what a strong vocal performance and writing from him. Like, he really commanded my attention. Sweet Creature has always been one of my favorite Harry Styles songs, so of course I had to give it that moment. I love the guitars on here as well, and just well written, I think. Canyon Moon, this is probably my favorite Harry Styles song of all time. And yeah, just everything about it I think is sheer perfection and definitely a career highlight in my opinion, so I wanted to give it some love. Alicia Keys, Girl on Fire. I know a lot of people apparently didn't go up for this at the time. I learned it years later, but this is still a bop to me. I'm sorry. When we're talking about good Alicia Keys later work, I'm going to point to this song because she definitely ate. It was a song of the moment. Yes, she performed it everywhere. I get it, but it's just so catchy. It really is. I like the chord progressions. I like the vocal. She sang like the rent was due. Frank Ocean, Novocaine. I believe this was technically his debut single, and I really like this song. Sweet Life is probably my favorite Frank Ocean song, so I wanted to mention it. And of course, I love Pink and White off of the Blonde album, so those are my three for Frank Ocean. Love is Light by Yola. Absolutely, absolutely. I love the chord progressions in this. It always reminds me of the show Golden Girls, which I love. And I think that her vocal on here is just a treat to listen to as well. Nice writing. Kalani, Distraction. This was when I first started paying attention to their music. 8 down. Arianagrande, Into You. As I said before, this is one of the best pop songs of all time. It deserves to be number one for 87 weeks. I don't care. When you make pop perfection like this, I have to mention it. This song is just so good to me. Always loved it. Especially that run that she does towards the ends. Yeah, I love it. Also, I had to mention Imagine. This was such a good song. It really was. The best song on Thank You Next, in my opinion. Gotta talk about Break Free. Apparently, people don't go for Break Free. Does it sound like of the time? Yes. But, I mean, the vocal on here was just absolutely insane. I love the songwriting. I love the production. This has always been a favorite Ariana song for me. And last up is going to be Baby I. This is one that I appreciated more because I was listening to it for the 10th anniversary edition of this album. And I still don't get why you would choose a screenshot from a music video for the new album cover, but I digress. But this is a great song. It really is. I like the ending of it a lot. Next up, we got some Lorde, Know Better. So for the longest time, this is just like an iTunes bonus track for the album. And then she finally put it on Spotify a few years ago, and I sent it. This song is so good. If you listen to her debut album and you just throw it on there, it fits perfectly. Yeah, she was in her bag. Buzzcut Season is probably my favorite Lorde song of all time. I just really liked it lyrically. I like the production. I like the vocal. Like, it's definitely a piece that every time I listen to it, there's a lot of food for thought, at least for me. Also, Lorde was in her bag with Magnets. Oh, this song is so good. I remember whenever I found out about the song and listening to it, and I still love it. I still do. Like, Lorde has so much good music. She deserves more credit as a songwriter, I fear, and, you know, she got some hits. Another Lorde pick, Supercut. Yes, I love the song. I really do. And just the way that she wrote it and the progression of it and the production. Some Phoebe Bridgers, Scott Street. This was just the one that I decided to pluck from this album. But, you know, there's a lot of good songs on this album. Billie Eilish, Copycat. This electro pop she got going on the song is just really cool to listen to. Always liked it. And I still think to this day that this EP is her best work. Another Billie Eilish pick, When the Party's Over. I think that this is a gorgeous piece. I like the vocal on it a lot. I Love You is a brilliant song and composition. Last up for Billie, Everything I Wanted. This is probably still my favorite Billie Eilish song, honestly. You know, she's just talking about her life and reflecting on it. I like the production, it doesn't take away from what she's doing. One of my favorite vocals, yeah, great piece. Down to John Mayer, Queen of California. I just really love the song, the chord progressions, and the way that he utilizes the guitar on this and throughout his music for the most part. A great guitar player. He's a trash person, so, you know, we have to have that moment. And last up, Emoji of a Wave. So the title of this is so stupid. I don't know why he called it that. I'm sure he has a reason. But anyways, I just think that this song is truly a beautiful piece. Like, just get past the title, and if you ever do give it a listen, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I like the lyrics as well. He's saying, your heart is where my head should be. The dissonance is killing me. It breaks my heart. And the guitar on here, just absolutely insane what he's able to put together. Ruth B, Dandelions. Always love this song. I've been listening to her from the beginning, from whenever she was on Vine. And so this song is so popular for a reason. It's a gorgeous piece, and I especially love, I believe it's the bridge and the progression of the song. Yeah, so satisfying to listen to this day. Paul McCartney, New. As I said before, I am a huge Paul McCartney fan. He's one of my favorite artists ever. And so this song was just really refreshing to listen to. I liked his vocal on here. I think it's super catchy. He's one of my favorite songwriters of all time. And I think one of the best when you look at how many hits that he has written. And the production here was great too. And then I have to go with Despite Repeated Warning. So this was basically him dragging Trump for like 6 or 7 minutes and change. And I live for it. I live for it. He did exactly what he needed to do. And so I appreciate it from that standpoint. But I also thought the production was cool and all the different sections that it has. I like the vocal on it. Tame Impala, The Less I Know The Better, because obviously another Mariah Carey pick, Make It Look Good. So this was off the Me I Am Mariah album, which is very underrated in her discography, by the way. But yeah, this is always my favorite on this album. I just love listening to it. And Mariah's knack for just writing great melodies over and over and over again, and her importance on the vocal production and layering and stacking vocals is always something that I've really loved about her music. And so yeah, just like that little ending part when you just listen to it, it's just so good every single time. And Stevie Wonder's on here with the harmonica. What a treat. And I have to give some love to Infinity because it seems like no one else will nowadays. Every time I say Infinity is one of my favorite Mariah songs, everybody boos me. But I'm just like, what happened to fun? She's dragging Nick Cannon all over the song, which was so well deserved. The production eats, and the lyrics were fun. Like, I just love whenever Mariah writes fun lyrics and the song doesn't take itself too seriously. But Infinity was a bop, and I'll hear nothing less. I'm sorry, one of my favorite Mariah Carey songs all time, and it deserved more, and she did what she needed to do, period. Gotta talk about When Christmas Comes by Mariah, of course. And so this is one of my favorite Christmas songs that she has written. I just think that it is a stunning piece to listen to overall, and the melodies on it. And I love that one vocal bit right at the end when she's finishing out a song. So amazing to listen to. So this is a gem. It deserves a lot more. Some Fionaapple, Jonathan. This was always my favorite song on this album. I love her as a songwriter, so she ate. And then I also have to mention Periphery. So this is one that I've appreciated more whenever I listen to this album and Fionaapple at large. And so anyone that will listen to me, I always say, please give her music a chance. Check out her second album, When the Pond, if you want to get into her. It's the most accessible album, and I think it's really good. And then kind of work your way up from there to get used to her style. Britney Spears, Slumber Party. This song is so catchy. This is easily one of the best songs on Glory. So good. So good. Hold It Against Me. Obviously, had to mention it. Into Me by Kat Jenke. I hope that's how you pronounce it. This is one that I found off of Dance Moms. Dance Moms actually has a lot of good songs, and this was the one that Chloe did her solo to, and it's one of my favorite Chloe solos, and I also really like the song. Another Dance Moms pick, Angel. A beautiful piece. I really liked it. Lady Gaga, Applies. Yeah, this song is so good. I really loved it at the time. I could appreciate the video. I still love it now. I really do. I need to finish Lady Gaga's discography. That is definitely on the list for this year. But she actually ate with Applause. And Gaga had multiple pop hits, and she did what she needed to do for pop music in the 2010s as far as I'm concerned. So I always liked her. Another one, Born This Way. A classic. A classic. Miranda Cosgrove, Kissing You. A with iCarly and A with a song. Hunter Hayes, Wanted. I'm not a huge country music listener, as I mentioned before, but I always have, those songs or artists that I like. And this song is just one of the best country songs I've ever heard. His vocal on here, absolutely incredible. He really ate. I like the writing on here. I like the production. Yeah, what a great country song. Kesha, Finding You. I really like this song. I do. Kiss It Goodbye, Hannah Montana. Yeah, this last Hannah Montana album ate, and this is always like my favorite song off of this album. Hurricane by Bridget Mendler. This one was so catchy. It was. Now she getting degrees, but she made pop hits back in the day. To a few Rihanna picks, Close to You. This has always been one of my favorite Rihanna songs. I have a video on my main channel, Anastasia25, and I shared my top 10 Rihanna songs all time if you want to check that out. And I just think it's a gorgeous piece, and I also really liked her cover of Tame Impala. I believe it's Same Old Mistakes. Yeah, she ate that. When I listened to his version, I was like, this is trash. Next up, we got Get It Over With, one of the only good songs on Unapologetic, I Fear, and one of my favorite Rihanna songs all time for sure. And it's just a really beautiful piece. I like the vocals on here. I love the songwriting. The production is very moody. Yeah, this is a masterpiece in my opinion, and I'll hear it different. Do Your Thing, Off Talk That Talk. This was just fun to listen to. I always really like this one, and this album doesn't get enough in Rihanna's discography, I fear. Next up, Cheers, Drink to That. There's multiple songs I could have picked off loud, but I was like, I have to go with this one. It's fun. I liked what they did with the Avril Lavigne sample. It was a good moment. Justin Bieber, What Do You Mean? As I said before, I actually used to be a Justin Bieber stan. And so I remember whenever this song came out, I remember whenever this album came out, and this was a eat. Especially if you watched him do it live and he does acoustic, it's even better acoustic. But yeah, what a moment that this was. Everyone was holding up that little paper with his comeback, and he served. Rains in the Sky by Solange. This is a great piece. It is. I had to mention it. And last up, I got Homesick by Dua Lipa. So I've been listening to her since the first album, and this has always been one of my favorite songs by her. Another underrated moment in discography, so of course we mentioned it. And have to mention Don't Start Now as well, because that was a great way to kick off the Future Nostalgia era. Alright, so that should be it for my favorite songs of the 2010s. I try to cover a bunch of different genres and artists and stuff like that. So hopefully I didn't forget anything too egregious. If I did, I will definitely leave a pinned comment. And sometimes I literally make these videos, I put them out, and then you guys comment something. I'm like, why did I forget to mention that in the video? So it happens, but I try to be really thorough for these. But 2010s was a really good decade for music, I think. And so I want to know what you guys think down below of my picks. What are your favorites? What are ones that you feel like I should have mentioned? What are your favorite songs of the 2010s? Kind of let me know what you guys are thinking of that moment. And I have similar videos of this for the 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, the 70s. So you guys can check those out. I'll try to link them below. And I really need to do one on the 60s and stuff. But these are always a lot of fun to do. If you wanted to see similar videos to this, I'll have my playlist also linked down below. It's like my prompt and list videos whenever I do like similar stuff to this. These are always some of my favorite videos to make. And so if you did enjoy this video, give it a like down below. It helps me out a lot in YouTube algorithm. I very much appreciate it. You can subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this or just music content or whatever else that I post. Because sometimes I post my favorite Mariah interview clips or dance moms or about sports. And that's what this channel's for, just to post anything. So you can subscribe if you'd like to see more. I've been uploading every single day this year. Haven't missed a day. If you hit the bell, you get a notification to your phone when I post. You're not missing brand new videos come out. First link down below in the description will be my main channel. So I just recently uploaded an album review of the new Dua Lipa album, Radical Optimism, and a reaction to the new Megan Thee Stallion song, Boa. You guys can check that out. It's album reviews, album reactions, longer form content out there every week, so you guys can subscribe there. Also going to have social media, so Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, my earbuds, and stuff like that. Free Palestine. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.